Hi guys. I don't know when it's probably gonna be on here because I haven't went live in a long time. But it's like God spoke to me, and this live is for people who has infidelity in the past and how to heal from it. So yeah, so basically this live is about that. So I know a lot of people are probably not gonna come on because I haven't went live in a long time. But this is what I feel like to talk about tonight. And if I can help one person, then this is the reason why I went live. Now, when somebody commit infidelity, it is one of the most hardest thing. Thank you for coming. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. So you guys, tonight is a serious topic. So I will give you all a shout out. Thank you guys for coming to my live. But if I can help any woman or man in this live stream tonight how to heal from infidelity, I promise you guys, this is what I'm going to do. If I can help you guys, please leave me a like. Number one, guys, these are the tools to help you heal from infidelity. Number one, you have to trust in God. Your faith has to be completely in God, because if you don't trust in God, it is not going to work. Number two, it is not your fault. You did absolutely nothing wrong because you're the innocent bystander. It doesn't matter if you never paid him attention. It doesn't matter if you never spoke to him. It doesn't matter if you guys had bad communication, if you guys never had sex. He is the one or she is the one that still commit adultery. So therefore, it is not your fault. Do not blame yourself. Number three, always remember that the pain is going to be, if you're willing to forgive this person, guys, just remember the pain is going to be excruciating. It's the hardest pain you ever have to do in your entire life. But if you are good, thank you guys so much for coming to my live. Before I go on, I appreciate everybody come to my life. I haven't been on YouTube in a long time, but I was healing myself, you guys. And it's not about anybody else. It's about me healing myself. So if you're my true ride or die YouTuber, you guys will understand that, and you guys would respect it. Now, the third thing, the pain is excruciating. If you cannot forgive the person, don't do it. If you decide that I can't go through this pain, it is the hardest pain of your life, guys. So if you're going to forgive the person, just remember that the pain is going to be hard. But as months go by, it heals, it gets less and less. The pain is less and less, okay? But at first, it is hard because you think about them having sex. You think about how much time he took her out, or took she out or he out. You think about how much of your money he spent, how much time he kissed her, where did they meet, how much time he spoke to her on the phone, why did he do this, why did he betray your family? It is hard. You think about a lot of things. Okay, and it goes around and around in your mind over and over and over again. So that is the hardest part when you first find out, and the pain, it is hard. Every day you get up, you think about it constantly. It is constantly on your mind, sometimes 24 hours a day at first, guys, at first. But eventually, I promise you, it won't be on your mind every single day, and it won't take up space in your head all the time. The fourth things, if you need to ask him any question, you ask him 150 times if you want to. Where did you take her? How much time do you have sex? And all these stuff. You have a right to ask these questions. And when you're in pain, every day you're going to ask him a ton of questions, because the reason why you ask him over the same question over and over again, number one, you want to see if he's truthful to you. Number one, you want to see if he's lying, or if, or he's serious. And number two, you want to see if you could start trusting him again. So you could ask him any question you want to 150 times. There is if a man commit adultery, a woman commit adultery, and they come back to you and say, I love you, I want to save my marriage, they have to understand that when you come back, there is going to a lot of stuff you have to do to prove to me that I could trust you again, to prove to me that I could love you again, to prove to me that I should stay be married to you. Because trust me, at first you question yourself, should I stay be married to this person, or should I leave? Because this pain is too hard. He humiliated me. He did all these stuff to me. Is he worth it? Because he's going to tell you he loves you. You're going to say, really? If you love me, then why in the world did you put me through so much pain? Okay, because you're not going to believe them when they say they love you, because you're going to like, really love me, and you put me through so much heartache and so much pain that I did deserve. You disrespect me. You humiliate me. You broke our kid's heart. How could you do that and say you love me? I don't understand that. That is the hardest part for me to understand personally, when somebody say, I love you, but yes, I hurt you. Yes, I hurt the kids. Please forgive me. That is hard to do, guys. So make sure you actually put God first, because if you don't put God first, it is hard to forgive anybody who commit adultery. Okay, so if you want to ask them 150 questions, a lot of time the persons, I'm gonna tell you right now, the person usually who commit the adultery never want to talk about it. They never want to talk about it because it's too hard to talk about it, to bring it up. So they avoid the conversation about it. They don't want to bring it up, and so every time you bring it up, they try to deflect and not talk about it. But I'm telling you right now, in order for you to heal, you must talk to them about it. And if you want to talk to them about it 100 times for that day, he has to understand. He has to sit there. He has to listen, or she has to sit there and she has to listen, because guess what? They cause you this pain. They cause you this hurt. So they have to sit there and listen to it. Now, a lot of times, guys, I'm gonna explain to you the reason why. Please leave me a like, guys. The reason why a lot of time why they don't want to sit there and have the conversation with you, it's not because they don't love you. It's because they cause you that pain, and them themselves feel they're in pain, and they feel remorse, and they feel sad, and they feel guilty, and they feel bad about the pain they cause you. So they don't want to bring it up, or they don't want to talk about it because it hurt them to talk about it. But they have to understand it's not about him and it's not about her, whoever did it to you. It's not about them. It's about you healing and you saying you want to save this marriage. So if you want to save this marriage, I understand you're in hurt and you're in pain. But you have to understand that you're the one that caused this pain. You're the one cheated. You're the one step out of marriage. So you're the one caused this problem in the first place. So therefore, you can't hide from it. And even though you're in pain, you have to face it. You have to say, I did this to you. I caused you this pain. I walk out of my family. So even though I'm in pain and it's hard for me to deal with, I have to sit here and listen to you. And if you want to talk about it 150 times, if you want to talk about where I took her on a date, if you want to talk about how much time we had sex, I have to sit down and I have to talk about it with you 150 times, because in order for you to heal, I am willing to do that. If he or she is not willing to do that, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time, because if they're not willing to put in the hard work to save the marriage, to get the marriage back to where it needs to be, to get the marriage back to that foundation, you're absolutely wasting your time. That I'm going to tell you right now. So I'm telling you right now, if they're not willing to listen or communicate with you or say, okay, I understand you're in pain. Sometimes personally, and see, the only reason why I'm doing this video, guys, because I'm talking about personally. I'm not trying to be any psychologist or anything like that. I'm telling you what I've been through and what helped me. Okay. So, I tell you, my husband, truthfully, like, he understands. So me and him will watch video, we'll watch psychiatrist video, we'll watch a bunch of video, and he will listen. He's like, babe, what do you want to know? Fine. Sometimes he gets annoyed, but he said, it's, baby, I just want you to start trusting me again. And what a person needs to understand who committed infidelity, it is going to take a long time before you trust them again. Okay. It is going to take a long time. It's going to take work. It's going to take communication, because, guys, a lot of time people commit adultery. Here's how it usually starts, is when you're not listening to your partner and you're doing this thing, they're doing that thing. You're not communicating. You're not talking. You're not listening to each other. And a lot of time, let me explain to you. Adultery, 95% of it, guys, I looked this up. It starts from communication. It's not having sex with the other person. It's somebody to talk to, somebody to listen to them, because their husband or wife is not listening to them, and this other person is listening to them. Now, I'm telling you right now, it is not okay, and I'm not saying it's right, that because somebody is listening to you, you should commit adultery on your partner. It is absolutely not right. But that's how it usually start out. Somebody for them to talk to, somebody for them to listen to, and then it's emotional connection they have with this person always lead to a sexual connection. After weeks or months, it always leads to sex, because it starts off emotion. And I'm not saying you give your partner excuse or pass rate, because I'm here to tell you, yes, I didn't. The only reason why I gave my husband personally one chance and one chance only is because I know I wasn't the best wife to him. I know I wasn't paying attention. He used to tell me all the time, babe, you're not listening to me. You're not communicating with me. There's a lot of stuff in my marriage that I just was thrown to the back stone. I wasn't listening to him. I was communicating. And I'm not blaming myself. Listen to me, guys. I never blame myself for this, because it's 150% his fault. He's the one that did this. I didn't do this to him. He did it to me. So I never blame myself for it, and never, ever blame yourself for it. But I understand the part where he said we weren't communicating, we weren't talking to each other, we weren't listening to each other.